grittiest installment of We did it. Got to 100 subscribers on YouTube. So as promised, here's a quick Q&A. But first, let me feed them. All right, I have 100 subscribers. I'm not reaching my niche audience yet completely. I decided to go with a bunch of frequently asked questions. Number one, what made me want to start a YouTube channel? It was something I saw other people doing that I particularly enjoyed myself, and I had a passion for not only the content that I'm making, but the actual editing and making of YouTube style videos. I thought was something that I particularly had a lot of interest in. So even though a lot of people, want this as a career, this is just a fun hobby for me at the moment. So why salt water? I did freshwater tanks for a while, predatory tanks, peaceful tanks. But right now, my interest has transferred to saltwater, and the main reason for that is the amount of free time I have allows me to work on a special tank like this that has a lot of requirements and special needs, and it just requires a lot more thinking and a lot more work. But it's like fun work for me, for other fish keeping enthusiasts. What size tank? What size tank should you get, I think is what I meant to say. Well, the size tank should really go based off of how much work you're willing to put in and also how much knowledge you have, because the bigger the tank you have, the more knowledge you're going to need to know on maintenance of the tank and what the consequences of having a big tank could be in the long run. So that would be a good video. How many fish do I have? I have 13 right now. There's a certain rule about how many fish you should have per gallon, but I feel, and a lot of other people feel, that that shouldn't really be something you follow completely, because each fish has a certain size limit it gets to, so, or max size. The fish I have in here right now are 4 damsels, 2 coupon damsels, and 2 pink damsels. I have 3 anthias, the orange guys. I have 1 chromie, 1 clown, 1 firefish, 1 cardinal fish, and 1 tang. How long from an empty tank to fish? This is a really good question. I get asked frequently, and the answer for me with this 90-gallon tank was 26 days. And I took my time as well, so I really could have sped up the process, but everything flew smoothly going at the pace of 26 days. Cost of my setup for the 90-gallon. This is not including fish, and I'm not saying you'll be able to find the same price or get the same deals, but it was around $1,200, and that's for the lights, the tank, basically everything besides the fish and the coral and the food and things like that. But I can go over what I got for a decent chunk of that price. Was $400. I got the lights, the tank, the sump, nothing in the sump, just the blank sump itself. Yeah, that's about it. The rest, I spent about $300 on a protein skimmer for this size tank, $200 on pumps, that includes the wave maker and the return pump. The rest of the costs would just be the electrical work, monthly costs. This tank costs me currently about $45 to maintain a month. That doesn't include electric, and those costs come to be, so testing the nutrients and chemicals, supplementing chemicals if the levels are off, and food. Should you get a mono angel? The fish I have 1 in here right now. The other one got killed by its own kind, so it's a very controversial fish to have, but at this current stage in my tank's life, the mono angelfish is thriving, and he seems to not be bothering any of the fish, and for me personally it's worth it, but that's time for another video. And okay, that concludes the frequently asked questions. So I would like you guys to drop your questions, suggestions, and anything else you have to say in the comments below. I just wanted to let you guys know what kind of upcoming videos I have planned, and they would be